Hello there, Big Brother. How are you today? I have to tell the truth, I'm a little bit nervous about eviction night. I don't know what trousers I'm going to wear. I might go into the bathroom and watch a girl's bed to take your mind off it. Ooh. Hello, Big Brother. Bring on the booze as far as I'm concerned. I couldn't care less, as much as I'll miss my hilarious housemates. I can't wait to go. I'm even planning a weekend trip to Newcastle. See if I can. Good afternoon, Big Brother. What can I do for you today on this fine day of the Thursday? Well, seeing as though you're obviously not going to say anything, I'll just introduce some quality entertainment. It's day 28, and this is Big Brother's Little Brother. Oh, pardon I. Very exciting day today. Welcome to the show, everyone. A day of power napping, party prepping and revenge plotting. Coming up on tonight's show, TV presenter Matt Brown looks forward to how the house is going to change following tomorrow's eviction. The cheeky boy there, loving that. And we're offering you the chance to win the original arch enemies of the housemates. Very impressive indeed, all because of us. We kick off, as we always do, with Little Brother's big news. OK, the brewing relationship between Cameron and Steph, sitting in the tree, K-A-S-S-I-N-G, stepped up a gear last night when Steph voluntarily broached the subject. Interesting. Take a look at this.
Now, let's go on to me and Cameron.
Well, actually, when you were getting changed into your suit the other day, I nudged Goss and you were looking at her.
Cameron, you were like this. Honestly, you were like...
And then I turned away and Goss went like that. And you went, okay.
Yes. I think Steph and Cameron look really good together.
He is so warm for her form. Ooh, OK, last night John vowed revenge on Ray and Nush after they amused themselves by hanging up his underwear around the house. This is what he had to say to Big Brother.
My revenge on Ray will be served very cold. Nush will be dealt with very early tomorrow morning. Nobody ever messes with Tickle and gets away with it.
In general, John, what happens to those, as you put it, that mess with Tickle?
Oh, they learn not to do it again. Next question.
Have many people tried to do the dirty on you, John?
Only once. Word gets around.
Do you think word has got around in the Big Brother house, John?
Not yet.
Yeah, the King Stomper will have his revenge. John planned an attack this morning, but was foiled when Nush slept in. Very cunning. And finally, who needs a hairdresser when you've got kitchen scissors? Not me, says Steph.
Well, that's better already, isn't it? And the front.
Not the best idea in the world if you're watching at home and are at all impressionable. When are scissors not scissors? When they're garden shears. Could have had a neck off. That was Little Brother's big news. Ooh, great news today. OK, also on the show, colour expert Angela Wright tells us what the arch enemies say about her housemates and the housemates that made them, and, of course, Sissy. But I have to get a little serious as well. I'm sitting down. It's time now to launch something very serious. It's time to launch Whiff Watch. Oh, the unmistakable sound of Ginger Watch coming back like a beautiful red wine. Oh, it just never, ever dates, does it? OK, exactly 113 hours, 9 minutes and 50 seconds ago, Goss, John and Scott did this.
This is perfect opportunity to stink out that room again.
What can we do?
We have chickpeas, some of that egg mix I've got, bit of chicken. That is strong, isn't it? Is that strong?
Maybe a bit of milk?
I would say egg and milk.
Egg and milk. Just a little drizzle of that.
Oh, that is foul.
That'll do nicely.
Come on in, lads.
I've never been involved in this before.
Hang on, mate. He is the master.
Oh, the wind's going downstream at the moment, but this is what they did. It's a concoction of chickpeas, whipped egg, milk, Chinese takeaway fat, all under the girls' bed while they were partying in the reward room. And let me tell you, it's absolutely rank. I'm breathing in through my mouth. OK, the girls have yet to pinpoint the pong. This was a scene in the girls' bedroom this afternoon. Let's take a look at it. Now this is very interesting. We can highlight the area where the revolting concoction is. Now the fumes are obviously coming up. There may well be a couple of them touching Tanya's nose up there. If you can just take a look at that. And there we go. Nush herself is only 3 metres approximately there, and there you go, 3 metres right there. Okay. We're joined by Sissy. Hey Sissy, how are you?
Hi, I'm fine.
Excellent. Tell me exactly, what does that abomination smell like? Oh, I can't believe you're taking it in like that.
That's rank.
Mm-hmm. Are you surprised the girls haven't smelt it yet? Because surely, I mean, the room's
The girls'
quite small,
room stinks
right?
anyway. It only smelled nice when I was in there.
Really? Okay, cool. And how will they react when they find out? Someone's going to die for this, surely.
Yeah, they're going to get them back big time.
Excellent stuff. We will keep you up to date with Whiff Watch as the action happens. With that in mind, today's Cool BBLB is how should the girls take revenge? Here's how you can have your say. OK, tomorrow 2 boys are going to be waving goodbye to the Big Brother house, here to discuss the possible implications on the house's presenter and Big Brother fan, Mr. Matt Brown, everyone.
Oh. Too kind.
And they are, aren't they?
Too
Okay.
kind.
What do you make of Big Brother this year?
I think it's wonderful. I think it's the best it's ever been, as far as I'm concerned.
Really?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Why so?
Because it's more, it's a bit more cerebral this year, I think. It's a bit more thoughtful. I like the fact that there's not been that much booze in the house, which has meant that they've sort of had to bond without that aid.
It's all going to change now.
Yes, but I think it can do now. I think relationships will be stronger, hatreds will be stronger, and that can only get heightened when alcohol's added.
There's a lot more sort of whispering behind, like, you know, closed doors this time, isn't there? As opposed
Seems
to
to be.
last year, if someone had a problem, they just come out and said it.
Yeah.
Now there's a lot of this whole...
Which is much more interesting, or much more intriguing, I think.
OK, after tomorrow, there's only going to be 4 boys, 3 girls left. How do you think that's going to alter things, better or worse?
Well, I think it can only be a good thing. I think that it's more interesting to watch when there's a smaller group. So I really like the fact that there's 2 going to go. Although, if Cameron stays, then that'll be just another girl in the house.
OK, you're talking about Cameron. First up for the chop is Cameron.
Yeah.
Here's your favourite Cameron moment.
OK.
Would you mind if I stand at that sink tube?
No, of course not. The sooner we all get comfortable with one another, the better.
Yeah.
Boy, you got to miss the Nushka in the house, haven't you?
Haven't you?
Oh.
I don't know if you're a fan of 70s British horror films, but that for me was definitely Cameron's Wicker Man moment.
Yeah, I know the Wicker Man.
The wide-eyed Scottish innocent sort of walking on the village of the damned sort of thing. And that was, I think, the moment that he was obviously so uncomfortable with that, and I really like that.
What's going to be missing from the group if Cameron leaves?
I can't see anything, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, he's not doing it for me at all.
Don't you like those wide-eyed moments when he walks into the bathroom and just pries...
That was, how long ago was that? That was like 3 weeks ago, wasn't
He's
it?
always going in there having a look at the girls having a poo, isn't he?
Yeah.
OK. Federico is your favourite housemate.
Yes.
What is it about him you love?
Well, I have to say, I don't really like personally any of them, but he's the one that I think is most interesting because I've never been that interested with seeing any of the housemates have sex. I want to see a fist fight.
Yeah.
And I think that Fed and Ray are the 2 most likely candidates to have a bust-up.
It's strange because they're friends, and yet
Are they?
Fed obviously just... He kind of likes him a lot, right? I mean, Ray just tries to make an effort, and then suddenly you can just see Ray just like Vesuvius.
Yeah, he's bordering on psychotic, I'd say, Ray.
OK, here's your top Fed moment.
OK.
I'll tell you one thing, this is not a serious thing in my life.
Well, it's not you. That's
Right.
what I'm saying. It's not
So
always has,
if you are taking it serious, you're taking it a lot more serious than me.
It's other people in the house
If you're
as
taking
well.
this serious, you're
All
taking
right,
it 10
leave
times
it,
more
man.
serious than
Leave
me.
it. Leave it. Oh,
Well,
gosh,
Goss is
beautiful
genuinely
there.
just Paris to Kay
Leave
or
it.
something, isn't it? Just leave it.
I mean, there's not much to like about Fed, I don't think. You know, he's got a questionable attitude toward women. He seems very arrogant. He can't pronounce his THs. But he seems to, for me, to be someone who at least is prepared to push a few buttons, mix it up a little bit.
So, how do you think it will change if he leaves? Therefore, you don't think he should leave,
I know, I want him to stay, yeah.
OK, finally, king of the evictions, John. Here's your favourite John moment.
I might very well have my 11th poo today. Thank you.
How many days has it been?
Since the last one?
No, since we've been in here.
Oh, well, it will be day 28 on Friday, so it must be day 26. It's not a good average.
It's not really, is it?
2.5 days per poo, basically.
I have to say, I think I'm about the same.
Really?
But girls keep that quiet.
Yes, they do. John Stats, 11 poos in 28 days, due for his next one, 1:20 a.m. on Saturday.
Nicely.
Ooh, late
done.
poo.
I hope he's awake for it.
Other than his bowel movements, what would be the biggest loss if he went?
I think I'm a bit over John now. I'm not sure.
Oh, everyone says that.
I did like that, and I have to say, I mean, that is, I mean, you talk about anal retention, I mean, that is in action, that is, isn't it? But maybe he has got something to offer. I mean, all I want is either Fred or John to stay. I'm slightly wavering after seeing that, after seeing the last couple of days of John, because he seems to be a bit more involved. He was just tend to his veg and get a hairy back, which wasn't doing much for me.
Oh, I don't know. Of the three, who do you think will survive?
I've got a real horrible feeling that Cameron will.
Okay.
Because I think that because he hasn't really offended anyone in the same way that John
love him as well.
Oh, and you can see why.
My mum, big Cam fan.
Is she?
Oh, always on the phone.
Really?
Lovely. And who's your top two in the 70?
I think at the moment Scott.
Yeah. Everyone say that.
Well, he's the most normal, and I think he could be a late runner. Or Tanya is my other favourite. I really like Tanya.
Can't have two favourites. It's like having two best
Can't
friends.
I?
No, you've got to pick one.
Oh, Tanya then.
Okay, thank you very much. Matt, if you can make your way over to the spotting area.
Can I?
Spotting for us over there. Wonderful. Look at that. He's the first man to come on the show able to do that, because he's got enormously long legs. There he goes. Now, Matt's going to be making his way over to the spotting area with a lovely, lazy chair there. Matt, unfortunately, has no idea that I have to fill, so he's not making any attempt to get there quickly whatsoever, with the Linda Barker slippers. Wonderful, she's putting them on, and we're going to be catching up on him later on and what he's seeing in the house. Whoever goes tomorrow will change the group they leave behind. Here's how they've coped since the name was called on Tuesday.
Meet me on the other side.
It feels really weird. I'm glad I've not been nominated before now.
Meet me on the other side.
I would love to stay. I really would. I mean, I hope it's Federico and John who leave, but hopefully I'll still be okay about leaving when Friday comes. Yeah, I think I would be.
Yeah, I've been here a month, and a month is enough. Let me tell you, a month is well enough.
I still don't know what love.
I don't think that I should stay in the house. I don't think it's preordained that I have to be anywhere, and I don't think I have a say in the matter.
Now the floodgates cannot
I have been nominated for a record 4th time. Hooray! And I'm brilliant. Really good at this game. I'm out. There's no way Federico and I can compete against Cameron. Now that the big hitters are starting to get involved, then I think the small fry are destined for the chop.
Ooh. Now, have you ever fancied owning a piece of Big Brother memorabilia? If you have, very lucky day for you. As well as creating superheroes for last week's task, the housemates had to invent and paint these arch enemies, such as the Phantom Plopper that Nush did right there to my left. Today, BBUK is giving you the chance, well, once-in-a-lifetime chance to win all 9. Dear God, are you mad? Just admiring the threads. No one does smart cash like Boy Brown. Very impressive. OK, welcome back to Big Brother's Little Brother.
People,
well, one lucky viewer is moments away from winning a complete set of housemate arch enemy cutout, once in a lifetime. First up, time for latest news in the house. Boy Brown, what are you seeing?
Well, it's all been going on. Cameron is asleep.
Interesting.
Ray and Fed are chatting in the bedroom. I can confirm that. Tanya's admitted...
What are they chatting about, you know?
The sound wasn't quite on for that bit, unfortunately.
Interesting. Visually, it was intoxicating,
it was
though, right?
amazing. Tanya's admitted that she never reads books outside the house. Gossip said yeah 3 times. And Nush is about to make some Indian tea.
Interesting, because Tanya has taken a book inside the house that we all thought was a kind of like just throwaway novel, but it's a book that she wouldn't normally read. I forget the name of it. It's about like an Iraqi childhood or something.
Right.
And she's struggling with it.
Is she?
Mm-hmm.
Right, OK. I'm not that surprised by that information. Go on, sorry.
You were talking about tea. Who's making tea?
Nush is, and she's also trying to foist Indian tea upon everybody, and nobody really wants it because apparently it takes 20 minutes to make. That was Scott's remark. She's a bit like that, Nush. When she said, when Sissy was about to go out, and Nush said, if she wants to be warm, I'll be warm with her.
Yeah.
I didn't quite get on with that.
I don't really know what that means.
I don't, and I don't really want to know.
It's a bit toilet for me. OK, thank you very much, Matt. On Monday, the housemates painted arch enemies, the nemesis of the superheroes, but with powers comparable to the superheroes. Take a look at this. loving a bit of lounge bar on BBLB. But what do the anti-heroes tell us about them? Here to explain all is colour expert Angela Wright. Hello there.
Hello, Dermot.
Nice of you to be with us. OK, first up, what can the choice of colour reveal about a housemate, or anyone?
Well, every time anybody makes a colour choice, they're making a statement about themselves, and it's a fascinating business interpreting them.
Absolutely. From everything, from the colour of clothes they wear, to how people paint their houses, to...
Yes.
Even the colour of, say, a car?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely the colour of a car.
Yeah, OK. Now, we're going to introduce our arch-enemies first, OK? We've got the shots of them over here. The 4 ones we're going to focus on, Extinguisher Man, for reasons that become apparent in a minute, which is the Steph's, which is the enemy of Steph's Pocket Dynamite. Hair Dye Guy, which is the enemy of Cameron Silver Fox. Lagerlout, the enemy of Federico's Campman. And King of the Stunties, enemy of John's King Stomper. So, whose arch-enemy gives the most away?
Well, certainly not Fed.
Not at all.
I think probably John, actually, because it's very interesting that this arch-enemy is got an awful lot of pale blue there, quite a warm, friendly sort of blue. I don't think he thinks that his arch-enemy would be anything like a match for him. I mean, there is the red there, of course.
Which is blood, right?
Yeah, well, absolutely. But that's almost like a sort of gesture towards it, but really he doesn't believe that he would be in any danger from this enemy. Yeah. He thinks he's more than a match for him.
Interesting, though. Why has he got blue flies? What does that tell us?
I wondered about that, but I was too delicate to mention it, really.
Don't worry about me, I just got straight in there.
Yeah, well, good for you. It will, I mean, what can one say?
I know.
Blue flies.
Just leave that hanging in the air, shall we?
Yes.
OK, next up, do you want to look at Steph's here, shall we?
Yes.
OK, now you also pointed this one out, didn't you?
I did, indeed. It struck me quite forcibly. Well, not least, of course, because it is very strong colours. And yes, OK, red and black are, they are, in fact, combined, quite menacing. But Steph actually quite likes this. I think she's looking to him not to put out her fire, but to sort of rescue her. And she likes him.
To stoke a fire.
Yeah, exactly. And the yellow boots and the yellow cuffs have somehow, because yellow is the colour of great optimism and self-confidence and fun.
Yeah.
And that somehow converted what I imagined she meant to be a menacing leer into a great big happy smile.
I have to say, the fly area as well is not exactly lacking.
Absolutely. At least it's not blue.
OK. Next up we have Cameron's Hair Dye Man, yeah? There we go.
Yes.
What does that tell us? It looks like a salesman of some sort of description.
Yes, it does. I think Cameron's a bit more serious about this whole business of his grey hair, which I have to say I haven't particularly noticed.
No,
it's not that grey. I mean, yeah, there's a bit. It's quite distinguished, actually. But those are very, very serious colours. You would think if he really thought that Hair Dye Man or dye person was an enemy, that he'd paint them much more colourful.
And lastly,
but in fact, they're very dark.
OK, and lastly, what about the very innocuous Lagerlout Man? I mean, there's no colour there whatsoever. What does that tell us?
No, exactly. He's not prepared to make any real statements or even really put a lot of himself into any exercise.
Yeah, OK.
And look at the feet, where they've turned out.
Yeah, how mad is that? Interesting. Thank you very much, Angela. OK, now, earlier on, if you haven't been put off, we give you the chance to win the entire collection, which we're very excited about. We should have William. Is that William on the phone?
No, Dermot, it's Bradley.
Bradley, congratulations. Someone called William thinks they won, but Bradley indeed has. Where are you from, Bradley?
I'm in Bournemouth, actually. I'm about 5 minutes from the house.
Come and get them.
I will.
We'll do a wait in return for you. OK, what are you going to do with them?
I'm going to auction them off on a certain well-known website and make loads of money out of them.
I was really hoping you wouldn't answer that, but thank you very much, and that's exactly what I'd do as well. OK, thank you very much, and congratulations. Tomorrow we're going to be losing two housemates. Who do you want out? These are the all-important voting numbers. Thank you. OK, today's Cool BBLB topic is how should the girls take revenge? Still joined by Sissy, who should be an expert in this, and indeed Boyd Brown. OK, Karen Hubbard from Northamptonshire. Hello, Karen.
Hello, Dermot.
Hello, Karen, how are you?
Oh, I'm fine, thank you. All the better for seeing you.
You thing you. OK, go for it.
Well, we've been having a bit of a debate about this, so I can't take all the credit for it. But we think if they use disposable razors, that the girls should just break all the heads off. So then Ray can't shave his bum fluff off his head, and Goss may end up with a bit of a ZZ top going on there,
That would hurt Ray the most, surely, wouldn't it?
I think it would hurt John, because John's back at the end of it. If he gets through.
Does he shave his back?
Well, he should do. So I mean, if he decides to, when he gets
stimulate more growth?
Surely he'll just be all out here.
Would be amazing. Amazing.
But Goss is precious about us,
Oh, is he?
basically. I know he's so precious about it. It's got to be to the millimetre and everything.
Just so.
Just so.
Just the big goatee, yeah? I
Yeah.
haven't really checked up on that. Does Goss spend much time in the bathroom in that respect?
Yeah.
Does he?
Yeah, it's got to be perfect.
Okay, brilliant. Karen, brilliant idea. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, bye. Next up, Kevin Langrish. Great name, Kevin.
No, thanks very much.
No worries. Okay, what would you do?
Well, I do actually feel sorry for some of the girls now. So now that they've won a task at last, they've got a lot of money. So with some of the money, they should get some cloves of garlic.
Yeah.
And then they should distract the boys in the garden one night playing a game. One of the girls says, "Oh, I want to nip to the diary room or the toilet." She goes and gets a clove of garlic, sneaks into the boys' bedroom, and then rubs it in all the pillows and all the bedclothes, and it will reek something rotten for them.
Kevin, you're an absolute criminal mastermind.
That's really well thought out, isn't it?
You genuinely thought this out, seen the flaws in the plan, eradicated them, and rewritten the plan, right?
Well, I was thinking of just sort of wetting the beds just before they go to bed at night.
Schoolboy.
So they've got nowhere to sleep
Wetting with urine?
No, with water. They
Oh, right,
with
sorry.
urine. But, yeah, they use cloves of garlic. That'll teach them a lesson. It'll be sweet revenge for them.
Kevin, man, you should be working for MI5 or something. That's incredible.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot, mate. Linda Groves from Dundee. Hello, Linda.
Good evening, Dermot.
Good evening to you. What's your idea?
Well, it's something very simple. I think the girls should go into the boys' bedrooms, and you know where they keep all the clothes in the drawers?
Yeah.
Go and swap them all around. And can you imagine Federico trying to get into Goss's pants?
It's the sight I'd love
Goss
to
trying
see.
to get in Fed's pants might be more...
Absolutely. Linda, thank you very much.
Thanks. Oh, Dermot.
Yeah?
Your gorgeous piece of male totty.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's all we've got time for today. Okay, thanks to Matt, Angela and Sissy. Join us tomorrow at 6 p.m. Building up to the 4th eviction. Lauren Laverne talks about house fashion. Davina's going to be taking your calls. And don't forget Big Brother tonight at 10 p.m. on Channel 4. We're back at 6. We'll see you then. Take care. God bless you.